Stay tuned and let's check out this Marvel Legends Spider-Man retro card back, Spider Armor Mark 1. Pow and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who, and remember you can now hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Quite simply show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. Today we are taking a look at one of my most anticipated Marvel Legends. I am very excited. This is super nostalgic because it is the Spider-Man Retro Wave Spider Armor Mark 1. Now, this was genuinely one of my favourite toys as a kid, as they did this exact armour on that old Toy Biz packaging in the early 90s. This design only appeared in the comics for maybe one issue. It had a very short run, but I remember having the toy on this animated style card back, and now to have it in my adult collecting days is glorious. Obviously, I've brought two, one to open, one to display. This one we are opening up. He looks very nice in a completely pinless body, it seems, in this very nice chrome effect. And it says Spider Armor Mark 1 web splat, because we get these two little web splat accessories. But yeah, it's all about that card art for me. Super nostalgic. Very excited to get this figure. And yeah, let's just have a look, shall we? So let's spin it around on the back. So this is the second wave of retro Spider-Man figures. Long may it continue. And this is all the other figures in the wave. I will be opening and reviewing them all on the channel. We get a little throwback to the old stencil that was on the old Toy Biz packaging that showed you the sort of play features. And of course, we get a write up that reads, when Spider-Man's powers aren't enough, he dons his patented spider armor. This ceramic metal bodysuit protects Spidey from his deadliest foes, giving him the time he needs to take it to the bad guys. So yeah, as always, love this nostalgic packaging, but I love that we get new characters in it as well. So let's get them open. Here we have the Spider Armor out of the packaging with all the accessories, including that interchangeable set of sweeping hands and then these web effects that you probably can't see on my white background, but I'll show them off shortly. But let me move all them out the way for a minute and let's just focus on the figure itself, because first impressions, this is glorious. Completely pinless figure, by the way, and yeah, this is spot on. Now, I know a lot of people are saying that this particular design of the Spider Armor is actually based off what's in the game, the PS4 game. But let's be honest, the PS4 game is inspired by what's in the comics. So if the figure's inspired by the game, which is inspired by the comics, we're still sort of looking like the source material here, in my opinion. I look at this and undoubtedly think it's the Spider Armor. Like, there may be a piece of armor in the wrong position or out of shape or something, but I don't notice. I look at this and think this is Spider Armor, a character design I've been wanting in Legends form for a long time. And yeah, this, honestly, people, I can't get enough. It's glorious. And you'd think that the armor hinders some of the articulation, but nope, still a great range of articulation on this guy. The sculpt is nice throughout, the paint job's nice. Let's just zoom in and take a closer look. I hope under my white hot studio lights you can still see how nice this chrome paint job is on the figure as it glistens there and the shadows hit it. It looks so nice. Like, usually when Hasbro try and sort of have metal on a character, they use this sort of metallically swirly plastic, which doesn't bother me, but this is just so much cleaner. Like, this is just a smooth paint job, sort of similar to what we've seen recently with Ultron or Silver Surfer. Like, it's just a very nice, clean, smart chrome effect. Like, that back spider looks like an actual mirror. Like, it's beautiful. And all of this is unique sculpt as well. So they didn't do a dark wash in the sculpt. That really would have bring out that sort of armor detail. But because the light hits it in certain ways, you can still see it really well. The helmet is done in a chrome, and then the eyes are like a dark grey, because obviously they've tried to do it black on the chrome paint. But still, it looks really nice with that continued sculpt throughout the helmet. On the back, you get a bit of venting that matches what's on the neck. But again, look, even on the back, they have not skimped with the sculpted detail. That spider is nicely sculpted on the front as well. The chest is got all sculpted with the belly, and as you articulate back, again, the design just finishes there, but like, it's so close. And on the back, the spider design is just above the point of articulation. So as you start arching him forward, that spider design stays intact. So you don't even realise that the design's been broke there. But there's still a texture on the actual blackness. It's not just smooth black. There is like a nice little texture you can probably see under my lights there, all over this figure, like that sort of basketball style texture on the black, as well as some seam lines of the design all the way down to the knees, which have that same metallic chrome effect. And then the shin pads with the nicely sculpted metallic, and then even on the feet you've got some silver as well. And again, some great range of articulation for that ankle pivot and rocker. Like, look at that, look at that. And again, as I said, this, you'd think that the armor pieces hinder the articulation, but shoulders still go all the way up to 90 because the design is like, it's like got enough room, so as you move the shoulder it goes underneath the joint. So that's really good. There's obviously a bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, which I'm assuming works really well, which yes, it does. Arms can go all the way down to the side, which seems like such a small deal. But for me, I love it when characters can just be posed with their arms to the side without, like some figures you can only get standing like that, which is very unnatural. So I like that you can get figures straight. There is a swivel at the waist, which is hidden within the design of the actual metallic chrome, which I like. Of course, I've already showed you a very deep ab crunch back and forward really well. Legs can go really far out, like really good. Really far forward as well, like that's really good. Double jointed knees, can kick his own ass or kick his own lower back all day long. And I told you, a beautiful pivot as well on the ankle, which you've seen. So great range. The head can get looking up really well. You can bury the head. There's a bit of pivot as well on the head. So yeah, this, as I said, like I ain't got nothing to complain about with this figure. Look at the pins. Because there isn't any. There are no pins. That is beautiful. Here on the knees as well, no pins. And the range you get and just the aesthetic it creates. So nice, honestly. This design I've been wanting for a long time, and I'm sort of glad now we've waited this long for it, because now they're using all the advancements in Marvel Legends with the pinless tech, and yeah, it's just so nice. The silver against the black, it's just really, really good. If you couldn't tell, this is one of my favourite designs for Spider-Man. Super nostalgic to me. I know it's not predominant in the comics, but as I said, for me, it will forever be in my brain. Remember having the toy as a kid, and now, as an adult collector, it's on the shelf. Yeah, good times, really good. So on the figure, it comes with 2 fisted hands, which I'm happy about. I think all figures should come with fisted hands as accessories, no neutral poses, and of course punching the bad guys, and they have a bit of silver on as well. But we do get a set of swipping hands, which again have the chrome effect on the sort of panel, and then just all black on the opposite side. But yeah, all Spider-Man figures should come with at least swipping and fisted hands. Wall crawling hands are the bonus as well. But yeah, look at that, so nice, beautiful. Switch to the blue background just to show off these web effects because they would have vanished against the white. But we get 2 white web effects which are made of a very soft plastic. One is just a little bit smaller and more circular than the other, but they're 2 just both soft plastic web effects which you can crunch up. As I said, these are soft plastic that just fold and bend, but they won't wrap around the figure and stay in position. It's not like bendy wire style. They will just always come back to this sort of flat position. So not really sure what you can use them for. Just throw them around the Spider-Verse or in the diorama. But if I remember correctly, this Iron Spider in the old figure used to have a shield, right? So I'm curious, could I just use this as a like sort of temporary shield? So there's his web hands. I'm literally just going to stick the web hand fingers through. There you go. So now we can have like a temporary web shield for our Spider-Man, because again, if my memory serves me right, this guy did have like a little shield. So there you go. Maybe you could use that for a display, or maybe just shove both web effects through both hands and yeah, have them displayed just shooting some webs. So at first I thought that idea was stupid, but once I've got him standing holding the webs, it looks pretty good, to be fair. And yes, this Spider-Man did have a shield back in the day, so you could display him using these as little web shields maybe. So I don't think that was their intention, but it is definitely a way to sort of spruce up the shelf and make it look a little bit more fun. So yeah, he will just, as I said, just shove them in the fingers of the web hand, the swipping hands, and yeah, Spider-Man can be donning some little web shields he's created. So there you go, not bad. Swinging into some comparisons, here we have the Iron Spider compared to 2 other figures that accompany him in this second retro Spider-Man wave, with the Ben Reilly Spider-Man and the Symbiote Spider-Man, which are both upgrades within themselves, as they are both now on the Spider retro body, which, as I said, is probably the best Spider-Man Marvel Legends body you can get in regards for fun factor and articulation and just overall aesthetic. Like, I think these look great. So obviously I've got this whole second wave. I will be reviewing them all on the channel, so make sure you check out the videos tab and the playlist. Talking of the retro Spider-Man, here we have the classic look compared to the first pizza Spider-Man as well, which still holds up, let's be honest, but the new mold is great as well. So here we have the Iron Spider compared to them both, and I think aesthetically he fits in with either of them on a display. So yeah, add them all to the Spider-Verse. Here we have them compared to Spider-Man UK and Kane. Here we have some women of the Spider-Verse with Cindy Moon Silk and Black Cat, and then we can swap out Black Cat and bring in Spider-Woman herself, and she looks really nice in the black and white next to him too. For a couple of villains, here we have Carnage and Venom. Of course, here we have him compared to Peter Parker, and let's see if that unmasked Peter Parker head will fit on this body. Answer, yes, he can, and it looks great as well. You can even get him holding the helmet as well, which is a nice touch. For a couple of classic comic book characters, here we have Doctor Strange and the 80th anniversary Captain America. And last but not least, here we have the Iron Spider-Man compared to Captain Britain and Hellfire Hank. So, final thoughts on this Spider Armour Mark 1. If you couldn't tell, then I really like this figure. Honestly, this was on a wish list of mine for a long time, with one of the most wanted Spider-Man outfits to be made in figure form. And since Hasbro announced it, I've been very excited to get it in my mitts. And what a great way to kick off 2022, because this figure did not let me down. Not only is the actual character design super nostalgic, but it also came on the retro card back, which is even more nostalgic. It just reminds me of why I love Marvel in the first place. So of course I brought two, one to open and then one to go on the display wall, because as I said, I love that card back. And this figure is beautiful as well. The advantages of waiting so long for it in Legends form means that we get the advancements in Marvel Legends with that pinless technology, which just looks so aesthetically pleasing. And the chrome paint they've put on him is beautiful as well. No swirly, twirly metallic. It's just a beautiful, clean, crisp, smart chrome effect. And it moves in the right ways as well. Like, the articulation isn't hindered at all. And yeah, it's just a beautiful, beautiful figure. The only qualm I think people may have is that you might want the armor lines painted in black or with a dark wash to really make them pop. But I think the light hits it in ways that create shadows to make that armor stand out. So again, get it in hand for yourself and you will see you will not be disappointed. This is a beautiful, nostalgic figure for me. I'm very happy to add it to the shelf. It had to be one of the first ones I opened. But you let me know what you think in the comments below, as always. And I will be reviewing the rest of this Retro Wave 2 right here on the channel. So check out the videos tab, find the playlists, but most importantly, please, 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 hit that subscribe button. Much, much appreciated. You can also hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Either show some love or join the members club. Thank you very much. You can follow me on Instagram at itsdanwho. And tweet me as well. I'm on Twitter at DanWhoReviews. And until then, people, my name is Dan W. And I will, of course, see you on the next one.